how much time I have. Okay? A committee that you just passed out to me, has 3 people on it. This motion, the revision she's asking for, oh, I'm sorry. This motion that she's asking a revision for, saying that 3 people on that committee, when, say, Business and Financial Service, Carol Clement, Marie Ott, and Bill Stein are on, and Randy Skrinovich. Now, all of a sudden, they can't tell Randy, we need this, this, and this, without having 5 people there.
Wait 1 second, Charlie. I'm not asking for a revision. I'm asking for the motion that was passed that you made.
That's not what you said, though, in
No,
your
I'm
speech.
asking for us to.
You said it takes 5 people to give anybody direction on what they can do. You're bogging down the system. Now, clarify it for me.
Well, I'm saying, what basically that motion reads is that one board member does not have the right to contact an administrator and say, I want you to do this, and I want you to look into do that. That takes them away from their daily work duties. We've had administrators
Okay, so
that
can
put
3?
more time
Can
into.
3? Can 3? Can 3? Well, wait a minute, you're making policy statements,
I'm not making
and then you're
policy.
saying, I think, he thinks, she thinks. I want clarity.
I'm not making policy. That is the policy of Ringgold School District that you passed that motion for.
Okay, no
We're
problem.
going to enforce the
It says,
policies
no
we
school
already have.
it says no school district employee shall take orders from any member of the Board of School Directors unless these orders have been approved by 5 or more members of a school board at a public meeting. Any employee who violates this part is subject to appropriate disciplinary action. What's the disciplinary action?
Charlie, that's your motion.
I know it is. And it was meant to put just one person standing out there alone, but what you've done is you're saying that now you want, a committee can't be functional.
I haven't done anything. I read the policy that was voted on.
Marianne, when you said your speech to start with, are you saying that that's a mistake? You said that you had to have 5 people to tell anybody to do anything.
Well, you do have to have.
Well, then this curriculum, this committee meetings only have 3 people.
Well, when we have a committee meeting, we invite the whole board, so there has to be 5 people here to have a quorum.
No, you don't have to have a quorum in a committee meeting.
Yes.
I think that anything that comes up at a committee meeting that requires further action from the board can be acted on at the board meeting. So I think this is irrelevant. I think what it's meant to stop is somebody saying we need 3 years of utility bills that are sitting in a corner in Randy's office, and it takes people 9 days to make and spend a lot of money, and nobody ever picks them up to use them. Those are the kind of things we
Well, that came out of the committee. And we were all there, Bill. We were all there. So,
I never wrote a copy of it as soon as it.
well, I don't know, they disagree. So, in other words, there will not be any action in a committee meeting until a public meeting, and that's what this says.
You
public
can't
meeting,
have any
of
action
5.
in a public
You can't
meeting.
be action.
No, I understand that, but
You're not permitted
No,
to
what
have
I'm
action.
saying
You're
is-
not allowed to vote at a committee meeting.
committee meetings are gathering of information and discussion,
Correct.
all right? If we can't gather the information until, if we say, well, we need this information, we have to wait to the public voting meeting then, for us to go ahead and tell her to go get that. Well, 5 people on every one of
We
these committees.
still need, I can do that real easy, I can put 5 people on.
The committee cannot ask an administrator, will not be able to ask an administrator to research a situation until a public voting meeting.
Vote at a committee meeting.
You cannot have 5 people on a committee meeting because then you got 4.
That's right.
And you can't
Come on,
vote.
Chuck.
We have 9 people at committee meetings for the last year.
I have a question, I guess.
Wait, Mr. Mara had his.
Okay, I'm done for now. I yield to Mr. Carr.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is pretty much the same. Suppose there is a committee that involved construction, we went through a whole lot for construction. We've already set the committee meeting now. Something is coming up, why could not the buildings and grounds person, planning, or whatever that committee would be, call the administration and say, hey, I need the records of these contractors for this meeting. You couldn't have that available without a public meeting, which would take maybe another month to get something
I
going.
think you could call the superintendent and she could direct the people.
That's who's been doing
That's
it.
right, no, it's not.
Well, that's one person calling for free, this says you have a public meeting with 5 folks to do that. That's my question is this the way this reads, in order to do that, to say, Dr. Campbell, could you please bring the curriculum book, we want to evaluate something at the curriculum committee meeting?
That's just for her to bring something, Larry. I'm talking about.
No,
things
that's not what you're
people
So, it's not clear
Okay,
in
then
there.
it's take 5.
She's
You gotta
taking
go
it
around and get
direct order.
5 people to approve that request.
At a public meeting. What I'm saying is you've stalled all progress that can be done as far as planning, except once a month public
We haven't
meeting.
made any progress. Mrs. Ock?
Yes, I know Mr. Smith is trying to get in to say something. I would move that you make, or not move, but can you let him speak, and then can we just take a vote since we done with this? This is unproductive.
Mr. Smith?
No, I think it's a policy that needs to be fixed.
I myself personally have never asked anybody but Karen to tell somebody to do something.
Nor I.
I personally have never done Karen, everything I've ever asked for, I've been through you. Okay, with that being said, now, everything should go through her, those are her people. I don't know that any of us board members should talk to anybody, maybe Jeff, obviously, and Karen, period.
You
That's-
feel that way, there's people that don't. And just like Karen, if 9 board members go and ask her to do this and this and this and this and this, that's all
Yes,
she
time
ever
out.
does.
Now, with that being said, this is just my end of it. Now, if you require 5 people to make anything happen on this board, you have stifled the creativity and the openness of this board. It's one-sided. You have to go less than that. You cannot have a supermajority doing this. Period. I'm just telling you, that's my opinion, what it's worth.
Can we approve the policy as it exists?
That's fine, but you'll still, but the thing that is, the majority will get their end if that's what it is. But you will not be able to gather the information needed for openness. It will have to go through open records, it will have to be brought out, it will have to be the whole bunch of stuff. You are creating a board that is not what it is.
Mr. Smith,
I don't-
I'm not creating anything. This policy was approved, what year? 1996. This has been the policy of Ringgold School
Okay.
District since 1996.
Would you read it one more
We
time?
are following the policy.
No school district employee shall take orders from any member of the board of school directors unless the orders have been approved by 5 or more members of the board at a public meeting. Any employee who violates this policy shall be subject to appropriate disciplinary action. 2 things. Anybody that calls, a board member that talks to Karen or Kevin, all right, if they can't get what they want done through you as the president, they have the right and the responsibility as elected members of the Ringgold School Board to discuss them with the superintendent, the only person that is sanctioned by the state of Pennsylvania to do her job.
They
The
can
only
discuss.
person that, yes, they can.
Discuss.
It's up to her, it's up to her,
Second.
Do I have a
it's
second?
up to her, it's up to her to decide whether it gets done. Now, is there a problem with that?
Yes.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Discussion.
I object. I object.
We are discussing, but we're not going to
Motion's on
discuss.
the floor, you
Yes, we do have a motion on the floor. We have a second on the floor.
I object.
Now it goes discussion.
Tim, I have a question, Tim, I have a question to you.
We do
Tim.
have a discussion.
Legal question of order. Now, it's a discussion, I have a legal question in order. Tim,
Not wrong, Marianne.
Tim, no, I'm just asking Tim the question. members were elected or appointed, in our case, appointed, not elected, right, to represent the people of the Ringgold School District, either at a region seat or at large. Those people represent the public. Now, for this to happen in the sense that what they're trying to do, they are negating the represented people of the Ringgold School District from having a voice.
Trying to reinforce my policy.
Now, the way I have a problem with, stop, stay with, no, see what I mean? The mayhem. I'm trying to be very clear and ask the question, and you can't get something done here because of the mayhem and your
Let me answer.
policy of let's try to get together.
Let me answer. Policy.
I don't have a problem with that, I'm having a problem with everything else.
Let me answer. Nothing in that policy, what I just heard read, and who I understood it to exist for however many years, prevents any board member from calling the superintendent and discussing whatever they need to discuss with the superintendent.
Did you all understand that? Say it one more time, please.
Nothing in that policy prevents any board member from contacting the superintendent and discussing any matter of concern with the superintendent.
So the superintendent also at the same time has the ability to say, I would like to discuss this with the board before it tweets.
Absolutely.
You're asking me to do.
Absolutely.
Karen, there you go. Call roll.
That's exactly what he just said, but this is where the problem comes. 5 members, too many, not open information. One side drives the board. You can't have it
It
at
has
5.
to be 5.
You
It has to be
can't
4.
have it at 5.
It has to be a form. You can't vote anything less than a
All
quorum.
I'm saying is you're not opening up free information for this
You
board
can't
to
vote on anything less
gather
than a
the
quorum.
board side.
You can't vote on anything less than a quorum.
There was never any more than 3
So
people
there,
on the committee.
it doesn't matter. You
You're
can't
saying-
make it less.
Well, and the question was, is if the committee asks for information, the superintendent, if she or he, whoever that superintendent is at the time, views to say, yes, this information is pertinent to get, for the best interest of the committee, such superintendent would get the provided information and hand it over to that committee.
And the problem is,
All right, now the problem is that, according to this policy, and that's why I asked the second question, is that it's only 3 people on the committee asking her to do something. So somebody else had a law